All right, guys, I got my guy Zach today. He came all the way over from Campbellsville. I don't know if you guys saw the video, but I did judge a barber battle, I don't know, a year ago or so, and he was at that school at the time, and now you're in the shop, correct?
Yes, sir.
All right, so we already talked a little bit about it. I'm gonna actually take the picture that he showed me, put it on the screen for you guys. We're gonna do a big chop on all these curls, go ahead and cut it down, do kind of a burst fade on the sides with a design, with a V in the back. So let's get right into it. All right, guys, so I'm gonna start by taking a profile parting down the middle. I'm gonna pull it up and kind of see what we're working with. He said 1 or 2 inches. I don't wanna take too much, so I'm gonna take about that much off. It's like 1.5 inches. We know it is gonna curl back up. And this is gonna be my guide for the whole haircut. So I'm gonna pull this up, we're gonna take it straight to the front. Just this one section we're gonna cut down, and then that's gonna give me a guide on both sides. I will turn them straight forward when we get to that point, and you guys will be able to see the guide super easy, just so we kind of have something we can aim at as we cut, rather than just grabbing a bunch of hair and cutting. This is gonna be our initial guide going through the middle. Now I can take it, connect it to the back. You guys see I already cut right there, so I'm gonna pull straight out from the head wherever I'm cutting and cut the same line in. You can see the guide here. Cut it straight down. I'll just work it straight down the back. We'll just follow this all the way down, guys. I'm just looking for where I cut. Follow it down. I'm actually gonna switch my grip. Come in here at the very bottom. He does wanna do like a V at the bottom, so we're gonna actually tuck in at the bottom and basically just get a little tighter. I'll even come in with the clippers here in a minute and cut that down, because obviously I'm not gonna be able to get this as short as I want. All right, guys, so because we put our guide in, when I pull this up, I should have, you guys see the short right in the middle. We may end up taking some more off. Now that I'm pulling this front up, it's barely any. And you know, I don't know who cut his hair last time or how it was cut, what the idea was, but it's definitely a little longer back here. So we'll just kind of manage that as we go. Basically just gonna pull up the next section. Now you start to see some length. See, there's our guide in the middle. I'll just take that across. We'll work all the way back this left side. My left side, you guys are looking at it backwards. We'll work all the way back, get this all cut down, then we'll do the other side, and then we can do kind of a loose blow dry to dry it before we come in and do the clipper work on the side. Okay, so he has so much hair. Instead of kind of doing my block graduation as I normally would and setting it up, we kind of pre-cut it. We're gonna cut it down on the sides. I'm just gonna start with the number 4. We're gonna feed into it and kind of set it. If it is a hard weight line, we're gonna curl this up when we get done and we can clean it up after. Basically just wanna get all this side removed so that we can come in and do the fade on the side and a little design. So I'm gonna come straight up off the parietal ridge with the number 4 all the way closed. These are my new low pros. Just got them last week. Super big improvements on these things. So right now I'm just trying to create the shape of this kind of burst mohawk shape. Like I said, if we leave a little bit heavy, like kind of right here, we can come in, clean that up. Also, you know, when we curl it up, it's gonna be a little bit lighter and softer anyway. So bringing all this hair this way, get the ear out of the way. We'll just feed straight in. So instead of trying to come in here with scissors and do all this, just thought I would set it up and then come in with my clipper. You guys see these low pros are feeding into there, super nice. Kind of got our side panel cleaned up. And you guys can take this as far in as you want. Just kind of starting to set that up, and then we can come in underneath and clean it up a little bit more once we get done. All right, guys, we're gonna start our bald line. I'm gonna go kind of middle of the C-cup. We're gonna start behind the ear and just cut a little bit into this hair. I don't know where the actual hairline is, so I don't wanna go too far. So I'm just gonna start cutting. Basically treat it like we're gonna line up around the back. We'll deal with the whole bottom here in a minute. Now I'm gonna work around the ear, just like I was lining it up more or less. Come around the front and basically land in the middle of the C-cup. That's gonna leave us some C-cup for a lineup, and then we'll just kind of come in, clean this guideline up, and we'll bald everything out before our first step. All right guys, now we're gonna come in and do our open section. We don't have a ton of room, so I'm gonna keep it a little bit compact. These are my new low pros. I have a full unboxing and review if you guys wanna check them out. They are new and improved. I'm actually liking them quite a bit, so probably gonna stay out on the station. Obviously, it's been like a week since I dropped that video and I'm still using them. So if you guys wanna check that out, definitely do so. We're gonna just set our open guideline. You can see about 3/4 of an inch. I don't know his hair, it's the first time I've cut it, so I wanna be a little bit safe so I don't run into any problems. And now we got that set, we can come in and start to fade the line out from the bottom. All right guys, so we'll start with the clipper close, and this might not take it out. I haven't used these enough yet. I'm still kind of figuring it out. We may need the trimmer, and of course I did come in and set the guideline with the low pro trimmer, so we may need the trimmer to get this line all the way out, but we'll go ahead and start to work it up, and if we need to come back in and soften it up, we can. So there is clipper closed. Now we'll go half open, and guys, I did take the clicks out of the low pros. That is one improvement they made, that you are able to take the clicks out. So we'll go halfway open. We're halfway up into this section, blending that line out. Now we can open it a little bit further, go a little bit higher. I'm just gonna kind of move quickly through this, work my way up, and then we can come back down and polish up anything that we see that we don't like. Okay, so he has such thick, coarse hair. I'm actually gonna fade my way down now to get some of this hair out of the way. So we started with a 4. I'm gonna take a 3 straight up into it. The 4, the idea of the 4 was just to connect into the length. Now we're basically trying to connect into right underneath that with the 3. And again, guys, I don't know his hair, so I can kind of see it poofing out right here. I kind of want to get rid of that poof and just get a nice square shape on the side. So we're just gonna fade our way down. I'm not going up into that length that we originally hit. I'm just going right into the 4 that's underneath it. So just a little bit back here. Then we'll go from our 3 to our 2. We'll just continue to work down. After the 2, I may go ahead and go to my 1. Just trying to get this hair out of the way basically and be able to see the panel a little bit better. So now I'm coming in with the 2. Guys, these are all the way closed. The 3 was closed, the 2 is closed. Pretty much from a 2 up, I just use closed. Basically, you know, you can't tell the difference. We don't need to open and close our lever a whole bunch. It's just causing more work than we need. So as long as I can kind of finesse into what's above it and I'll just use it closed, it's gonna cut better closed. You guys see, now we have basically a 2 on the sides connected to the top. It's gonna be super easy to come in and blend into that. So I know I can always fade into a 2. I don't care if I've cut his hair before, I don't care if it's a mohawk, if it's a burst fade, if it's a taper, it doesn't really make a difference to me. I know I can fade into a 2, so I like to always get down to a 2, and now we can blend up into that. So now I'm gonna go ahead back to the 1, just because I wanna kind of split. We just did the 2 to here, I wanna kind of split the difference. I'm gonna go halfway up into that with the 1. Obviously we will use the 1.5 to connect that together. So I'm following the same shape. You guys can see the weight on top. We have a shape of the entire haircut. Our bald guideline matched that same shape, and now each guideline as we work up will follow the same shape. So very important. I talk about it all the time. When you guys see haircuts that you think look good, most of the time the fade follows the shape of the style. That's actually something I teach in my classes, and I think it's very important. I think when you have a nice drop fade going underneath some length, or you got a burst fade, when this is styled, it's gonna be round, the fade goes in the same shape. I think that's very important. So you guys can see it coming together. Now I'm gonna take the 1.5 and tie everything together at the top, and all we'll have left after that is the line between the open section and the 1. So 1.5 halfway open. Back here's a little tricky. You can see his hair's wanting to go back. We do still have a little bit of a line here, so clipper is halfway open. If I need to close it, I can. I like to start halfway. That's kind of the sweet spot. I'll work back up towards here. We're just trying to connect everything together, and then we'll come underneath here and take the last line out. So just to be safe, guys, I'm gonna come back with the 1 open. Just make sure that I tie into that 1.5, and then I know that I'm safe to close it up and start to take the line out underneath. Now we know that the 1 closed is not gonna take the line all the way out. I know based on my system that I'm gonna need my half guard. You guys know if you watch the channel, we're always gonna use the half guard right on that line. So now I have it closed, I'm gonna go right above the line, but right under the 1 open. And it should lighten up, hopefully. Should basically be able to get it kind of close to being blended, but we know that we're gonna need our half guard to tie everything together. You guys should start to see the haircut kind of come together, but we are gonna need a half. So once we kind of have gone through this, got it as good as it'll get, we'll go ahead and pop the half guard on and finish up any detail work that we have left. I just went to half open, guys. I just see a couple spots that the close seemed a little risky to go up into, so I'm just halfway open, touch those up. Now I can close it, come right underneath, and that's just kind of for safety, but you guys can see we got the blend pretty much together. Now we'll pop the half guard on and clean it the rest of the way up. All right, so half guard, half open, same as the 1.5. Guys, these are just just intended to be in between these steps. So we don't need to use these for a whole step. Basically, you saw how close we got with a one close to an open clipper, but obviously there is still a gap there, and that is what the half guard is for. So we don't need it for a full step. We just need it for this little bit of a gap in between. You guys see just a couple of licks with the half open, and basically our blend is done. I cleaned up all the dark spots that were left, and we're good. All right, guys, so while we're on this side, I'm gonna go ahead and line up the C-cup, the back side of the beard. Just kind of finish this up before we move on to the other side, and then we will tackle the back last. All right, guys, we're gonna do the same thing on this side. I'm gonna time lapse this so you guys just follow along. We're gonna start off with the 4, set this panel up, and then we will do the same fade as we did on the other side. We'll get done with that. I will show you guys the back, and we will move on to the finished style. All right, guys, so he wants a V in the back, so we're gonna really try to leave as much as we can. I just wanna kinda come in and blend into the length and give us a nice length down here to be able to cut the V in. So this is number 4, basically the same as we did on the sides. I'm gonna feed it in and basically in and out as quick as I can, blend into the mohawk shape that we have and cut the bottom down so that we can come in and V the bottom. Basically after that, we will be done with the cut. We can do a nice style and some finishing touches. You guys can check out the finished product. guys, we're gonna do the design. I don't want to tear up too much of the C-cup. We got it nice and sharp. So we're basically gonna do like a half circle with a couple slashes in it. So I'm just kind of visualizing where I want that to land. I'm gonna go right through the corner right here, and we want to follow the same shape. Again, everything combined should give us a pretty sick look here. The round style, the round design, the fade is in the same shape. So we'll just work it little by little, guys. This is a totally finished haircut. I don't want to come in here and mess something up. So I'm totally using the corner of my clipper, roughing it in just a little bit at a time, and then we will add the slashes at the back. In the bottom.
Dope. Beautiful, bro.
I don't know if you can see it off of that. Look here.
Ah, okay. That's dope.
All right, guys, that is it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed this burst fade with the design. You guys can see we did a huge transformation here. You had a ton of hair, nice design on the sides. I think it turned out super dope. Leave me a comment, let me know what you guys think, and make sure you guys click right there and watch my last burst fade video if you guys like this one.